Hey everybody, we got a whole bunch of things going on today. So look, we got a 2-minute introduction as we always do. Usain Bolt talking about the super spikes because that feeds into this right now. You see the title of this, we talking about Sha'Carri B. Now for those that got their pennies in the bunch that don't like a fun nickname of Sha'Carri B, get off of this video, all right? You all know that she dissed Nicki Minaj and that she backs Cardi B. So why not call her Sha'Carri B? She over there be Sha'Cardian and everything. Now anyway, support this channel. This is brought to you by Patreon subscribers, the YouTube members, and the people that donate via Cash App and PayPal. It's on your screen right now and in the description below in the description bar. All right, click that see more and then click on those. Consider becoming one of those because this is brought to you by viewers like yourself. Now here, one more thing before we get into content. Kiss the diamond. That means like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share. I see y'all be sharing on Facebook, WhatsApp, and everything via email. Thank y'all. I appreciate all of y'all. We even got World Athletics and the Diamond League people watching this channel. This little old channel of mine. I appreciate all of y'all. So let's get into this. Remember, we talking about Sha'Carri Richardson. Now, how exactly, because there's a rumor going around, y'all been saying in the comment section, I've seen that, right? I saw it yesterday. I saw some things. I'm like, look, that ain't a big deal to me, right? But how do we know, right? Here go Sha'Carri be on the screen. She getting ready to party. Sha'Carri will party, right? So how do we know it's Sha'Carri Richardson that may be the athlete that Coach Francis is coaching? How do we know this international athlete might not be, I don't know, Dina Asher Smith? Is she not sponsored by Trike? Ain't she sponsored by Nike here? I mean, it could be Dina Asher Smith. She's a top talent as well. She's only one iota away from this. How do we know that's not her? I mean, it would be good for her to train in a hot location, right? And that would help her a little bit, I would think. But hey, we don't know. We don't know. So I'm going to go under the speculation here that people have been commenting in the comment section that Sha'Carri B is the one. So this is how she's going to break the world record. But we got to cover the news at the same time. Don't forget to check out the last video about can Kimber Nilsson set the NCAA 60-meter record. We're going to do a follow-up video of that as well on if she can fix her form, because she leans forward, man. That's what hurts her 100. She got a good one. She even leans forward in the 60. I mean, come on now. Come on now. I know that that's your acceleration probably the whole way, but you can't. Are you accelerating the whole 100 meters? That don't be happening. You be leaning forward. You see it in this picture on the left hand. She's still leaning forward. That's too far to try to do your last-ish deal. You see Tamara Clark on the outside or on the inside, technically. Our inside. And she's over there. She's upright. She's going to time her lean. You got to get it better, Kimber. We're going to do a follow-up video on that. Don't forget, Tori Bowie. We're going to cover her too. All right? We doing Cambria Sturgis. We got all of these athletes coming up. But right now, we're going to focus on Super Saiyan Richardson. All right? We're going to focus on Super Saiyan Richardson. I know some of y'all don't even like that nickname. Y'all like, wait a minute. What is he doing? Here we go. Usain Bolt is not a fan of the super spikes. He said it's weird and unfair of a lot of athletes. This is what I got to say about Usain Bolt on this one. After I read his quote, he said it's weird and unfair that a lot of athletes, because I know that in the past shoe companies actually tried and the governing body said, quote, no, you can't change the spikes, end quote. So to know that they now are actually doing it, it's laughable. It's laughable. I can hear him in his voice actually saying it actually. So this is what he said about that, right? This is how my take is. You know, every track and every spikes generation, they're trying to go further and further and further. I guess they didn't want the huge jumps, right? But you could do little tiny innovations and everything, right? So I thought it was like, hey, the other companies couldn't catch up. This one company has the juice and everything, and they say, hey, look, the juice and the spikes, I don't like those. And so we're going to team up and say, no, you can't do it till we could catch up. Then everything's good and dandy. Look, it's all the evolution of the sport. I'm fine with it, whatever. Trayvon Bromell said he didn't feel like there was. Look, facts over feelings. I don't care about what you feel, man. No, I feel. Change that up and say, I don't see, in my opinion, is not there. Feelings doesn't matter. But here we go. Jamaican Gleaner. This is what y'all been waiting for. So it says here, Jamaican Gleaner. brought to you by the Jamaican Gleaner. In Jamaica, right? Established in 1834. Here we go. It says, Francis considering coaching international star. All right, there he is. Got his hands on his hips. He looks like he's ready. All right, veteran coach Stephen Francis has confirmed that he is considering an opportunity to condition a top international female sprinter at the request of Nike. Right? All right, then we're going to skip down. It says Francis, who looks to set loose top sprinter Elaine Thompson-Herah. Okay, we don't know about that. Right? He says, quote, I am a Nike coach, and Nike considers me to be their best performing coach, and they want as many Nike athletes as they can to get into my training situation. End quote. Francis told the Sunday Gleaner. All right. Continues. All I can say is that Nike has the right to demand, maybe not demand, but advise or request that I coach people that they want me to coach. End quote. Francis added. All right. Maybe I should read it in his voice. He got a very, very deep voice. All right. And my voice, y'all know, is not that like that dude. Oh, I gotta talk like this. Maybe I could sound like Perfect Cell. But here it is. So here's two things of contention I want to point out. One, Coach Francis is, I think, the second best coach of all time as far as the championships that he's got behind him. There was an American coach that actually has more than him. But I think Coach Francis, at the end of it, he might start coming and creeping up there. So that's one. Two is that he's kind of like the manager slash coach or former coach that's over there that runs the distance camps for Nike, right? And he coached Haile Gebrselassie, Kenenisa Bekele, and other athletes that would get second and third and gold and everything at the same time. And it's like, dang, they all end up in the same camp. They're all under the same manager. Like, this guy knows what the heck he's doing. Like, this guy touches them is gold. This is what Coach Francis is in. Except Coach Francis was like, all right, I'm just going to do Jamaicans for the time being. This is what I'm doing. But after recent occurrences of people keep leaving my camps and all of these things is going around, maybe I'm considering some outside international people because of this pressure. I'm getting tired of fighting it off because you know what? I'm losing some of my top talent. So let's just say enter Sha'Carri B at this point. Because unlike the distance coach where he said, hey, we got a whole bunch of different people we're going to coach outside, right? Well, the sprinters are a little bit more not as welcoming a lot of times, you know? I mean, distance athletes do be fighting on the track. Y'all saw that steeplechase, right? And y'all saw Haile Gebrselassie get punched in the back of the head. Man, distance athletes actually do be fighting a fair amount. There was one that happened at a track meet with the steeplechase. They were like, what the heck is going on? Another one in the 5,000 where he got pulled down at the championship, at the World Championships in Doha, matter of fact. They were fighting, fists flying. Here's Sha'Carri B. Here she comes entering in. Now, many of you are like, how the heck is she going to break the world record? Well, I don't care about the rumors her going 10-5 in practice. Let's just ignore it, okay? That's not important. Let's go by the data of which she does have. Let's bring this up in the background. I still got Kimma Nilsson in the background here, so I'll bring up Sha'Carri B. Sha'Carri Richardson real quick. Let's do this. Because I got something to show y'all. I got something to show you here. Now, looking at her actual recordings of things. Look, at 2019, she ran 10.75 legal. She's running 10.72 legal this year. Now, if you include here, and look, just stop, chill out. They're going to say, but it's not legal. I was like, I don't really care at this point because I'm going to show you what this means right here. What this means. That 10.64 when she slowed down. Now remember, I got the maths because I actually got the study here. Because I was looking it up at altitude and I got the study about how much you get assisted by going 2.0 meters per second tailwind. For men and for women. I'm not going to talk about that one on here. That one. But let's just say that if it was legal, she still would have ran a 10.6 if she ran all the way through, right? Based on it. She would have ran 10.6 something. If it was legal. 2.0 and legal, ran all the way through. At the very least, right? 10.6 something, right? Could have been 10.6 to 8, whatever, right? Let's just do that for a second. Imagine if you don't want to count that, because you got your panties in a bunch, right? Let's say a 1072, right? She's got a 1072 legal, run 10-7, legal multiple times, including this one against the wind. Come on now. Against the wind. Now, if we include these here, getting a better start from Coach Francis gets her down into the 10-6s automatically. That's not even getting her faster. Because remember, Coach Francis knows how to get athletes faster as well. We're just talking about one. You don't want to say, oh, you don't want to count the other one and say 10-6. But this is getting her start just to be an okay start. Right now, she's got a bad start. We can't even say she got an okay start. She just comes out the block. No, she gets dusted. She gets left. She goes backwards at her start. And it's so bad that it's not even consistently bad. Sometimes it's horrible and then sometimes it's bad. That's her thing. It's not like sometimes she's got a fair start and sometimes it's bad. She looks like Tyson. She's worse than Tyson Gay. Tyson Gay had horrible starts. He had bad starts. But he would rarely have a horrible start. He just had bad starts. Right? She's got horrible / bad starts. That's where she rotates with. So that means she would have to have a rare occasion to have a good, fair start. That would be her rare rocket booster. Versus you're looking for the perfect race, she'll have to have chance on her side to have a perfect or good start. Instead, Coach Francis could help her get to having good starts because it's going to take season after season to get somebody. It's not going to be one season where it goes, right? Which then it might affect her acceleration, which then it'll affect other parts of her race. These things got to all be incorporated with each other. You got to work with your physical therapist. There's so many things that come into mind. But let's say that he does it. He's basically handing over the keys of success to Sha'Carri Richardson. And what better way than what Trikey would do? This is another motivation. What better way than money-loving Nike would have than to get Richardson, which is, unfortunately for some of you guys, the hottest athlete that they got right now. Why is she the hottest athlete? Well, it was a complete Black Swan event mistake that the weed situation happened, right? The weed situation happened and she exploded to millions and millions of followers on Instagram. Now, and then other social media. Now, this has helped Elaine Thompson Hero as well because with some of those followers, they went over in hundreds of thousands over to Elaine Thompson Hero. But we got to remember, if you believe that the ads were put for Sha'Carri B to go Sha'Carri party hard, right? Well, then we got to remember that they want to give their best foot forward. Imagine an American that's this popular comes out and sets a world record. Not only that, let's get something else straight here. Right? Let's get something else straight. Because people were saying, why did you put Sha'Carri B in this video? Remember I had that video about the world record watch? They were just confused why I put her there. I was like, I got Brianna Williams and she's much slower. So what's the problem? They had no response. There were several people that are my, I'm thank you for the followers, but you did ask that question. I'm confused. I'm like, I got somebody slower. I mean, slower than her here. I said world record, not to win a gold. Those are two different things. But get Coach Francis and her inconsistency vanishes. Think about it like that. Then we are going to be able to see if it's the athlete or the coach or a combination of two, because Asafa Powell still couldn't do it. So we're about to see how bad her inconsistency is, how bad it's her body breaking down versus it's the coach. Then that makes the American coach look a little bit worse, right? But hey, this is just what I'm saying, right? You don't have to agree with me. But I just got to put the facts out as they are. This is where I think she runs in 10-4 low. 10-4 mid at the worst, but I think she can go 10-4 low. Combining this article, if this is true, about the shoes, the super spikes, right? We get the super spikes by Trikey. Combining that with the quote-unquote trampoline tracks and all the improvements that's going to happen between now and, Paris is going to happen, right? Combining all of it together. By the time Paris rolls around, God forbid she gets injured, she's got that world record in the bag. Now, that doesn't mean that the world record's not going to be broken beforehand. I don't care about that right now. That's not the conversation, because I already said that Elaine Thompson-Herah on that world record watch video, I said Elaine Thompson-Herah is likely the one that's going to be able to get the world record. So I don't think I got to repeat that right now, right? Don't forget to kiss the diamond, by the way. Like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this video with others. Now, how do y'all think about that? How do y'all feel about this? Because I said a track and field league, would it hurt or help Jamaica? And this is a topic I wanted to have separately, but I'm glad I can have a series of videos now. I'm going to bring this up more than once, that we could talk about this, because the United States is definitely being hurt, because the USA has imported so many different athletes that still represent other countries. This is what happens when you have an individual and a nationalistic teams, right? What you have is that you have different training camps. Jamaica is if you really think about it, you guys are prideful, right? Rightly so. I said that. I said, look, somebody wins, of course you're going to hide pride. Why not? Why not? You got to be sorry not to hide no pride. You could be prideful and humble at the same time. In certain ways, those are really opposite things, but you can be prideful and humble at the same time. And so yeah, the USA is good in the 400 and 4x4. Somebody try to trash talk me, I'm gonna be like, excuse me, when's the last time you can get streaks like this? When's the last time you destroy the whole world? That's exactly what I would say. So when somebody makes a video, I can understand y'all in the audience being like, oh, excuse me, you say what about Jamaica? What you say about Jamaica? I can see it. I already understand. Because I'm going to say the same thing on the 4x4. I'm going to say the same thing in the 400 in general. Like, yo, USA demolishes other countries. Demolishes. It's not even close. Most years, we demolishing men and or women, right? It's just going to happen. I say they should jog sometime. This in my head, I'm like, why don't they just run slower? If they don't think they go get the record, can they just run slower one time to make it more entertaining? That's what I think in my head. I'm like, it's a little bit more entertaining when I think they might not win for a second, and then they come away and they win. But that's not how it works. It's just go out there and run fast. So how do you feel about if people start to come from other nations? Because remember, this is just step number one. If this is step number one here, this is just the first athlete. What happens when other athletes here? Because so many of y'all keep saying it's genetic. It's genetic. And then you're going to say, well, Sha'Carri Richardson, Dina Asher-Smith, they got parents here. What happens if he trains somebody from Poland? What happens if you get those athletes from those European nations to start getting trained under him? Because if it's genetic, then it doesn't matter if he trains somebody from Poland. Somebody from Jamaica should still win. Or is it? You can say it's genetic so far because they have good coaches and they have this. But what happens if you start to open the floodgates to other people? Then their hypotheses that it's genetic may not follow through. Your hypotheses about the natural foods you eat may not follow through. Right? That's just all I got to say. I'm going to put it out there just like that, and I'm going to leave it. Do you guys agree? Disagree? Hey, at the end of the day, regardless, leave the comment in the comment section below. You've been watching a Head and Shoulders ATR production where we cover athletes' performances and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. Don't forget that this is brought to you by Patreon and those subscribers that are there, as well as Cash App, PayPal, Chime Sign. It's all on the screen and in the description below. Chime Sign and Cash App are actually the exact same thing. $ plus Head and Shoulders ATR. Catch you all on the next one. Peace out. Peace and much love.